So hello everyone, welcome back. First of all, I hope you're all doing really well out there. Second of all, I actually seem to be blending into the background today, so that was a pretty poor wardrobe choice on my part, but we move. So today I wanted to get ready with you. And I was trying to decide how to make this video slightly different to all the other beauty videos that I have done recently and in the past, because I mean, we all know I'm a minimal makeup girl, which usually ends up being very, very samey because I reach for the same products, I do the same looks, and I don't really do much different. Over the course of the year, actually, I've really just worn less and less and less makeup. Most of the time I don't wear makeup at all, but there are definitely still those small occasions, going to the supermarket, for instance, which is the highlight of our week at the moment, being on a Zoom call or just going for a walk in the park, all those small things that I just want to look a little bit more put together for, but really don't want to make any effort towards, or even look like I've made any effort towards either, because that kind of just defeats the purpose of minimal makeup. So what I thought I would do differently today is my no makeup. This is something I don't think I've really covered too much in videos. If I have, it's been in a vlog somewhere that I've just stuck in because it literally takes 2 minutes. But no makeup to me is really when you can't even tell that you have anything on your face. So there's no detectable signs of makeup. There's no mascara, there's no eyeliner, there's no bold lipstick. It just looks like you are fresh-faced. And have woken up on the right side of the bed. It's kind of like a glowing from within thing to me, and that is basically what I try to recreate when I do a no makeup. So that's how I'm going to get ready today and talk about some of my favourite products, and not necessarily products most of the time, but steps that I do. There's definitely a very certain set of steps that I follow when I'm doing my makeup like this that I can kind of substitute any product into. So like I said, that doesn't take a lot of time, so I was wondering how I could beef out this video a little bit so it's not just literally 5 minutes long. And recently, or I say recently, literally 2 days ago, I did a little online cult beauty haul. So I wanted to use some of the products in this today, and I thought before I unbox them all I would show you what I got, because we always love a beauty haul. I only picked up a couple of things, but actually I'm quite excited about all of them. I got some skincare first of all, let's talk about that. I feel like these are both opposite ends of the spectrum. You'll see why in a second, but the first one is what really prompted me to do this haul, because I noticed that this was on the site. I think this is new, or it's very freshly released, and it's from a brand called Augustinus Beta, which, if you're familiar with, is pretty much the pinnacle of skincare, or expensive skincare. I mean, it's really not, because there is some skincare out there that is just astronomical, but for a mainstream brand, which I would say this is, they do like their price tags. I have tried, I think it's the cream from Augustinus Beta, which is kind of like the cult product. Everybody uses it, all the people that are important also were told to believe, but it's just supposed to be a wonder product, and I actually really liked it. I only had a small one because obvious reasons, but it was beautiful. My skin absolutely just drank it up. So if you are looking to try something from the brand, this is definitely the most entry level product, and it is their lip balm. The packaging of this is so beautiful. It's very heavy and weighted little metal case with the copper and the blue, which is like their signature colors. So it says a complex of natural amino acids, high-grade vitamins and synthesized molecules that enhances the skin's natural ability to revive dry skin. Butters, oils, calendula, shea, olive. It smells really nice actually. It smells very subtle. It feels nice. With lip balm, I think it's subjective because people need different things, people have different skin types. I personally have to try lip balm for a long time to know if I like it or not. So I'm excited to use that, but first impressions, definitely like the texture. So the second skincare product, like I said, the opposite end of the spectrum, I ordered something new from The Ordinary. The Ordinary, a brand I'm just really, really into at the moment. They're so affordable too. They're a really great budget-friendly brand, but I don't really think you compromise on any of the ingredients or the results that you get from these products. So I got the 100% plant-derived squalane oil. which a few of you actually recommended to me after I was talking about the Squalane cleanser. So these two kind of go hand in hand. It is an oil, so you only need a few drops of this. It wasn't, I don't think it was even over £10 or something like that. So this is going to last me a long time. I love using oils in my routine. I do put them regularly into my moisturisers or before my serums, things like that, or after my serums. Doesn't smell of anything, which for some reason I thought it would. I don't know why. So I'm going to use that. I might even put a little bit on now and mix it in with the base that I'm going to use, because that is one of the things that I do like to do. So those are the two skincare bits I got, and then some makeup that I ordered. So I wanted to try a new concealer. I do try concealers quite regularly because they are my holy grail product. If I could only use one product, it probably would be concealer. And I'd heard good things about this Laura Mercier one. It's the Flawless Fusion Ultra-Longwear Concealer. I wasn't sure what shade to order in this. Now that I'm looking at it, I think it might be a bit light. Which one did I get? I got 0.5N, which is a neutral base. I do have a little bit of tan on at the moment, so that might be why. But on the swatches, it did look a bit darker. Maybe it will be okay. I'm not normally a longwear concealer kind of girl. I like my products to be quite hydrating more than anything, and I tend to find longwear can be just a little bit dry and cakey looking. I have heard this compared to the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer though, which is one of the best concealers to ever have walked the earth. It is great. So hopefully good things from that. And then the final thing I got, let me take this out of the packaging first. I always struggle with these little plastic things that you have to peel away. They seem so pointless to me. There we go. So you're probably gonna roll your eyes at this, but I've been looking for a lip liner to go with my NYX London for so long, and I've tried so many different brands. There's one from Max Factor that I really like. There's a couple from MAC that kind of do the job. And I was looking at the NYX lip liners and realised that they actually do London in a lip liner. I kind of felt a bit silly when I discovered that, because I thought, why have I not bought this before? Obviously this is going to be the perfect match, which let's see right now if it is. Yep, that is pretty much identical. So we've got the lip liner here and then the lipstick next to it. I am quite excited about this because as much as I have tried, I cannot fall out of love with this lipstick. I've tried so many others and nothing compares. So it's also quite versatile too. You can do a really full lip look with it, which is probably when I'd reach for the liner, or you can just press it in and it's really subtle and natural. But it's just the colour. The colour is so perfect. And also the formula too. I think the matte formula really helps. I like a nice matte lip. Okay, so that's my little beauty haul, and I'm quite excited to try a few of those now. So let's get started. I have clean skin here. Maybe we should zoom in a little bit. There we go. So yes, nothing on my skin at the moment other than my skincare, and it's actually cooperating with me today, other than my eyes right now, which I don't know if anybody else is having a similar problem and can help me, but my eyes are so puffy, just above the lid, kind of in between my brow and my lid. They are so puffy. You can kind of see it right here on the inside. And it's kind of frustrating because if I wear eyeliner, it disappears. I mean, I have hooded eyes as it is, but they're just kind of non-existent right now. I've been rolling like my brow bone quite a bit. I've been trying gua sha and it's just still there. I don't know if that's an age thing or an environmental issue. Maybe I'm allergic to something, but it doesn't feel itchy. It doesn't feel anything like that. So confusing and frustrating, but nonetheless, something we'll just have to deal with today. So the first step when I do a no makeup is base. Although this seems like something you could skip, I think it's important to just have a solid foundation of something there, even if it's invisible, even if it's just a primer, if it's just something very slightly tinted, just that little bit of product, I think goes a long way at just evening everything out and looking a bit more universally flattering. So what I will sometimes do for that is obviously tinted moisturiser. I've got this NARS one here, which I really like. Sometimes I will use a really lightweight foundation, but I will mix it in with another product. So I'll use a moisturiser, or what I might do today is use an oil, and it just really thins it out. I work it into the skin really well too, so it's not even noticeable. But for me, that just gives a bit of colour, a bit of glow. It's good as well if I'm trying to match up my skin. So right now, like I said, I have some tan on, and I feel like my skin on my face is a little bit lighter than that. So I'm gonna use actually today this Clarins Skin Illusion foundation, which is one of my favorites. It's such a beautiful finish. It really is amazing. I don't know why I don't use it more. And I've got this one in Organza, which is slightly darker for me. And I'm gonna mix in a few drops of the oil and then just really work that into my face. Can you see the color difference between my hand and my face? So I'll take a few drops of the foundation, like really not a lot at all. Sometimes I'll do this right on my skin, so I'll just dab it on and then mix it together. And then let's do a few drops of this oil. Ooh. Feels really nice actually. Those two seem to work together really well. And then I'll just pop that all over. Sometimes I'll use my fingers, sometimes I'll just blend it in with a brush. Let's do that and see how it looks. But really this is so light that it's not adding any weight to my skin. It's not feeling like, you know, I'm putting a heavy product or a heavy foundation on, which is what I don't like the feeling of, especially in winter when you're wearing like roll necks and scarves and things like that. You just don't want product on your skin. Also, if I knew I was going somewhere where I would be wearing a mask pretty much 90% of the time, I probably wouldn't bother with this whole section of my face. I would just leave it out, just do what is visible. And that is how lazy I am. I think it's probably the best thing because masks and makeup I don't think mix very well. They can really cause breakouts and things like that, which luckily I haven't experienced much of, but I think it's down to a combination of your skin being quite blocked and then covered as well. So that is something I also will do. Do you think we'll be watching back videos from this time in 5-10 years and just think, what is she talking about? Mask? Why is she wearing a mask outside? Oh wait, that was 2020, I see. Let's hope that by then this is all just a distant memory anyway. Fingers crossed. Considering that's the first time I have used those two together, I am really impressed with that. They blended together so smoothly. I feel like I'm just looking at my skin, but my skin just a little bit more even in colour and in tone. Really happy with that, and it doesn't feel like I've put anything on other than maybe just a light layer of skincare. It feels very breathable and nice. So that's my first step really, my first important step, just to create a base, and then I'll go on with concealer. I'm going to try and use this, but I think it might just be a little bit too light. I'll see how it goes. So concealer, when I'm doing a makeup look like this, I just basically put in 2 little spots under my eye there, and I'll blend it in with a beauty sponge. I think this actually might be a bit too light for me right now. I think I'll go over the top with something a bit darker, but it's just that kind of inside V here that I find I really need to brighten. When you don't put concealer on the outside, I feel like it doesn't make too much of a difference actually. I think we're so used to doing that big V, that big like triangle shape to brighten and lift here, but really when you're doing something quite light and natural like this, you don't always need it. What I'm going to do is just put on a layer of this Glossier stretch concealer over the top because it is a slightly darker colour, so it should just blend everything together. Sometimes if I'm doing minimal makeup and I have maybe 30 seconds to get out of the door, I will just take this concealer in particular, a sponge, and just blend it where I feel like I need it, and that will be pretty much it. Maybe brush up my brows, quickly curl my lashes, and that is my ultimate like one product quick makeup look. Most people will probably find that they don't need concealer, especially under the eyes, and to that I say, lucky you, I am eternally jealous. But just a little bit in those places for me is enough. And then let's do, what should we do next? Actually, let's do some colours. So I do really like to warm up my skin, like I said, and for me I do like to use a cream product, and today I'm going to do a cream bronzer. This is the Fenty Beauty Cheeks Out cream bronzer, just looking a little bit worse for wear in there at the moment. This I will literally just dab my brush into and kind of do like a C shape around here. I love this product so much. I actually have one of the blushes on order, which I thought might be here today to use, but it didn't come in time, sadly. I'm really excited though because I think it's going to be a similar texture. And this you can just blend on so easily. You can build it up, you can blend it out. It's quite a glossy product, so it's sheer. It lets your skin shine through. I feel like if you had freckles and put this on top, you'd still see them really well. It's not covering or adding any coverage. It just creates the most beautiful like golden glow, which I think is so lovely. This I'm quite liberal with, no matter how I'm doing my makeup. Liberal for me anyway. I will put it on quite a bit. I think that is enough. Put the bronzer down. We'll come back later and I'll see if I want to put something on my cheeks. If I do, it will be something like one of these little twist up sticks. This is from Nudestix, the Nudies matte. I really like those. Any kind of creamy blusher colour. I'm going to do my brows next, but I am going to powder just a tiny bit. I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter for this, and a really small brush. I'm just going to place this, like press 1 or 2 under my eyes. I feel like it just takes some of that shine away and it stops it looking so unnaturally bright under there, and also sets the concealer. So I do tend to just put this in those types of places where I get shine and where my concealer is, just so that it stays a bit longer. That is it, pretty much, just around their kind of center points of my face. And now let's do brows. This is the game changer. This is where your makeup goes from, has she actually done anything, to, oh yeah, wow, look at that. Brows, for me, make the most difference, I think. They're kind of like putting on a red lip, you know, they really brighten and perk up your face. I'm going to use my favourite, which is the Precisely My Brow from Benefit. I've gone up a shade in this recently. I've gone to 3.5, which I think is better because my hair is looking dark right now. No colour has touched this hair in a long time. And 3.5 is just slightly less orange. I was finding that 3, which I was using before, was just a little bit too on the warm side. So I'm not going to sit here and do this in much detail, but I pretty much fill in my brows the same way no matter how I'm doing my makeup. So I'll feather in some strokes to the front, and then I'll build up the arch and the tail here, which are a little bit thinner. I like it to be quite thick and a bit higher and just kind of more in line with the front part of my brow. I also find that now I have a colour that's probably a bit more similar to my actual brow hairs. I don't really have to sit here and do a lot. I can just fill in those gaps, and it doesn't matter if there's parts of my brow that don't have the pencil in it. You can't see, you can't tell, because it is so similar to the colour of my brow hairs, which is nice. It means I don't actually have to take quite so long doing my brows. There she is. That is better. Feel like me again now. I will do the same step as well. I'll use my brow gel, the Anastasia brow gel, just to set them. And I kind of like back comb with this. Really try to coat every part of my brow. They're getting quite long now. Again, I haven't touched my brows for, I don't even know, years. I was giving them the occasional trim, but I haven't done that either for a while. So they're quite long, and I find to keep them up in this like very sort of laminated brow type shape, I use the gel and then press with my finger. It kind of just sticks them to my skin, and they stay up a lot better that way. Press them into the shape. And there we go. So I'm really not going to do anything to my eyes. Because I have put concealer on though, I feel like everything here is just a bit too flat and one-dimensional. So I will take a small brush, like a fluffy brush, or maybe something a little bit more like a liner like this, and I will just add in a little bit of tone. Today I'm going to do that with a bronzer. I just have this Chanel bronzer here, very subtle, and because I'm actually going to use a fluffy brush, it's barely detectable. It's like nothing. It's just a wash of colour just to add in some dimension. I'm really not particular about this. It's probably quite messy the way I apply it, but it just does that little something extra that just looks like a shadow. I'll take it underneath as well. It's just a little something extra that I like to do. Another something extra actually that I think I'll do today is using a flash coloured liner. This is like a little tip and trick that I used to do years and years ago, and then just sort of forgot about it or didn't have one of these flash pencils. But I'll just literally put it in my waterline like that. I'm not the biggest fan of putting things in my waterline because it creeps me out, especially in this eye. I really struggle with this eye. But this is from Kiko. It is literally just like a concealer coloured eyeliner pencil. And it's just quite brightening, especially great if you haven't had much sleep, especially great if you look just a little bit tired. So curling your lashes, I think, is the most essential part of a no makeup, especially when you're not going to be wearing mascara. For me, my lashes are quite straight and you can't really see them when I'm just looking straight forward. So curling them, very important. I'm gonna take this right down to the root and give it a really good push up. I will sometimes use an actual mascara when I'm doing makeup. Like the Glossier mascara is particularly good at just looking like your lashes, but I do struggle to make it look, you know, like there is nothing on them. I think because my lashes are slightly longer, as soon as I start to add product to them, you can really, really tell that I've done that. And it kind of just ruins the whole illusion for me. So maybe I need to think about or invest in having my lashes tinted, just so that you can see there's little extra ones that are a bit finer and a bit lighter in colour. Ooh, and then I'll take my spoolie from my brow product and just comb those out. I really think lash curling and lash curlers makes such a difference. It's amazing. I mean, you can see it does look like I have put some kind of product into them because there's suddenly so much more there. I wish there was the equivalent of that for the bottom lashes, because I have such invisible coloured bottom lashes. You can never see them. Okay, so finishing steps. Now that I'm looking at my face with everything pretty much done, I think I'm going to add a little bit of colour onto my cheeks. I'm going to use this Nudies stick, the Beach Babe colour from Nudestix. I'm just going to do two little dots there and there, and then one on my nose as well. It's just so that my face isn't too flat. Let's blend that in. And when I say blend, I really am pushing all this product in. I'm not just kind of tapping it on, I am really blending it into what's underneath. And that's where that base being there really comes into play. It just kind of makes that blend a lot more seamless. Okay, and then lips. I do want to use this lip pencil, even though I wouldn't normally. I'm just gonna line my Cupid's bow here. Oh, this colour. Yes, this colour. You could just do this all over, like a wash, and then put a lip balm on top, which I would do sometimes. But what I'm going to do is just take my NYX lip cream, tap it on, and then really push it in again with my fingers. I think the key and the trick to no makeup is just to really press and blend everything in. And I'm going to intentionally sort of smudge out that line so it looks a lot more natural. I have just remembered one very important step, which I always feel a little bit naked without now. And this really, I think, is the key to looking like you have nothing on your skin. Freckle tint. This is the Lottie London one. You can use the Freck one, which is really similar. This one's just a slightly more budget-friendly option. And this truly makes it look like your skin, because if you were wearing a full coverage foundation, you wouldn't be able to see freckles through. It just gives that illusion that you really don't have anything there. And also I feel like it adds a nice bit of warmth here into the like center of your face. I usually just put it along my nose like that, and then down underneath my eyes, like the high points. Sometimes I'll do it on my forehead, but not very often. And then I really blend it in so that you can't actually make out individual little freckles. It just looks like skin that has a little bit of tone and a bit more texture. And I really feel like adding that warmth there just makes all the difference. So that's it. That really is it, I think. Have I forgotten anything else? My no makeup look. Very light, fresh skin that looks like skin. Brows, essential, obviously, a little bit of lip, and then curled lashes, and that is it. This is about the extent of what I've been doing makeup-wise recently. I also do find that this kind of base works nicely if you're doing something on the eyes. I've been wearing eyeliner quite a bit, mostly when I'm wearing a mask, just to make it look like I'm actually there and I have eyes. And I think when you have a really simple base on, you can go quite heavy on the eye and everything just looks a bit more soft and natural and not too overdone. So I think this type of makeup is a really great stepping stone for everything else. Okay. I'm running out of battery on my microphone, so I'm going to stop here. But thank you guys so much for watching. I will leave all these products linked down below, as usual. I hope you're all having a lovely Friday and are excited for the weekend. Mineral makeup's out in force on the weekend. And yeah, that is it for me, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.